Hi everyone, good morning, and this is the third video on edit macros. In this video we'll see how to pass arguments to macro, and then little bit about messaging services, and then few things, few commands and options that helps for us to do automation using macros. Okay, let's first start with passing arguments to macro. So most of the time what we'll do is we'll do a xl find all command. Like in this case I'm giving xl find all UPL. So I found only UPL, right? So instead of xl find all, if at all the same thing is work with xf UPL, it would have been more easy, right? So I'm trying to build one such utility of xf that does xl find all in turn. Okay. So what is the xf code? This much simple code. So what I'm doing is I'm passing an argument to this macro, that is str. So the str receiving the argument that is passed, and I'm giving xr and then find all the str. You need to understand and keep in mind always that anytime you want REXX to substitute a value for a variable, it has to be in another double quote within the main double quotes. Okay, so that is what I did here. So you want to debug it. Let's see whether we properly receiving it by giving a argument receive display. Now let's try it out. xf UPL. So argument receive is UPL, and it worked. So instead of xr find all, by giving this 3 lines command, I can do with xf. I can do it. So this is with this example we understand that how to pass a value to a macros. What we can do is how to pass more than one thing. Like I want to pass one more variable. You need to give a space and you have to enter it. Let's say we are changing the find command to change command here. Change our str to str2. That's it. Okay. xf UPL to CPL. Some mistakes I did. Unmatched codes. Okay. One more double quote. Yes. xf UPL to CPL. Okay. The changes happen. So this is about passing arguments to macro. What we can do is see if we give a change all CPL to UPL. I'm getting a display here character CPL changed, right, as a means of short message, and pressing F1 it is saying that one time in one line. So if you want to do these kind of things in your utility also, you have to do it on your own by adding more commands. So I'll talk a little on only messaging services, because messaging services is more appropriate when we talk on panel services. So there are two messages I said, right? So ZAD short message, whatever you want to pass it here. In this case, how to say that change successful, change str changed. How many times? For that you can take it using the change count. That is one option is there. X Y change counts. This will tell you that how many changes are successful, how many changes are unsuccessful. X is having successful changes, Y is having unsuccessful changes. str changed X times. Okay. Let's see. And then I need to call the ISP REXX services to display this message. The command is this: set message ISR Z001. Okay. Let's remove this. So what I did a change. The changed counts I got in X and Y, and that XS I use successful changes as long message. This is for a short message. Good XF UPL to CPL. Okay, UPL changed. I got the display. On pressing F1, UPL changed 001 times. I got this. Only thing is, you can give a spaces so it looks odd. You can using the reformatting function, you can remove leading zeros and all. That is not the scope of this area, so I'm not doing that. Okay, so I think we are good now. XF CPL to UPL. So CPL changed, pressing F1, CPL changed one time. And also one more thing here I want to say, which is more appropriate, is assuming that there is 0 times changed, the message of str change is meaningless, right? So you just want to know that any changes are happened. For that, what you need to do, you can do it is, you can check if like data changed. One option is there, change flag, which is coming from data changed. This change flag will have yes if a data is changed. Let me confirm it before coding. What is there? UPL is there. I'll try to change UPL as UPL. No, UPL as CPL. I should have yes. Yes, I got the yes. Now, again I am issuing the same command. I should have a yes. Why yes 2 times? No, okay. Because remember, before saving, what are the changes are there, it will be there. So I changed it and then I am giving it, I'm getting no. So what I'll do here is, now I'm checking the change flag. If change flag equal to yes, then I will show this message. Okay. X of CPL to UPL. So I got the message. I'm changing it, saving it, and then I'm again invoking the utility. Now I should not get any message. Okay, so now we learn how to pass one argument, multiple argument, how to do find change commands, and change counts, how to get it, and whether data changed, how to get it. Similarly, there is something find counts also there. The find counts will tell you that how many strings are strings found and in how many lines. Like if I do find all string 1, xy, say x strings in So that is actually x times the strings are found in while lines. Okay, what we'll do is we'll invoke this. This is here too meaningless with respect to this example. Okay, so x of will give ICICI zero strings in zero lines. Okay, I have to give Fiki. I changed ICICI. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll give find all ICICI. I have two ICICI here, so two strings found in two lines. Okay, so that is about find commands, find counts. Okay. And also I want to say something about the find command is, you know that it is a complex command, right? If you refer find a string, it comes like, you know, next, all, first, last, previous, characters, word prefix, x and next, start column, or you know, labels. You can use, you know, all the combination, whatever you want to do, you can give in the syntax. Similarly, change all ISPF commands, whatever you want to try, you can try it out, but keep only one thing in mind. If at all what you are passing is a variable that has to be substituted by REXX, that should be within a double quote. Okay, I think we are good with respect to this. And I also want to say one thing here, which is dataset and member, which may be helpful for some of automation. Like at some point of time, you want to know that what is the dataset is being edited. Like, you know, we save. If you remember the we save macro, we use the member. So you want to know that, what you can do is ds dataset. So this will get the dataset name, the currently you know, where the macro is working, the dataset name will come here in the ds variable. Similarly, in mem, the member will come if at all a PDS dataset member. Now, to, you know, we'll display this dataset and member as a info line, or we'll just give a display dataset. You can use this when you do automation if at all needed. What is this? Only dataset member? No, I have to give DS, right? It is received in DS. This is received in mem. Okay, this is a dataset. This is a member. I think this is good for this session. In the next session, we will see, you know, some more commands which may help us for automation, and then we'll have how to run a macros in a batch mode. Okay. Thanks.